Doing the most with Scarlet and Mitchell. Dig down the door, talking life, love, the wild and absurd. Saying what you're thinking, no filter, just words.
Back at it in the saddle, or not, for episode 22.
Laugh a little louder, spill a little tea, from big dreams to grocery store scenes.
I'm Mitchell, and I'm here with my
Scarlet.
with my lovely wife, Scarlet. Yes. Doing the most. All right, so we'll let that fade out, and we'll just move on with the show, right? You're listening Let's do this. You're listening to Doing the Most with Scarlet and Mitchell. This is a bi-weekly podcast. We're on episode 22. We are getting close to the end of the year. And yeah, okay, man.
Well, we received our first
start.
Christmas card
of
this season.
Well, not the show, but you and I, right? Well, actually, it's just
our first fan mail.
It's addressed to you.
It says, my name is spelled correctly here.
That's wonderful.
Scarlet Milliron. From Shelton.
And now
I'm guessing it's from Mima.
Yes. Or like I said, your brother. I mean, based off the writing style.
Oh, Mima.
It's like it's beautiful. It is like a okay.
Joy to all.
Oh,
so cute.
It's a little gnome holding a
Look at
bunny.
A little bunny.
Oh, it's a beautiful.
And we
she's
got
in
some
money.
Cha-ching.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got 5 George Washingtons. Thank you, Mima.
Scarlet and family.
Oh.
My name is spelled incorrectly here.
This time. Is that typical for those of you listening? A Mima.
I love you, Mima.
That's a Southern
You're never
grandma.
going to listen to this. But
Southern grandma.
if you do, I am doing this because I love you and I appreciate you so much.
She's doing the most.
Big and small joy at Christmas and throughout the year. Love you all, Mima.
Oh.
Give the money to Max.
Yes. Okay. Wow.
I will do that, Mima. I was going to keep it for myself, but you're right.
And the women in your mother also sends famous Christmas cards. Mima always sends cards.
Where is that famous Christmas card?
It's in one of our Christmas decoration boxes contains that item, that particular wonderful card, which we may have to get, because when this episode drops, as they say, it will be the Christmas Eve, actually. I might have to drop it a day early so everyone can get there. They're going to ignore it anyways. What am I saying there? Anyway, so.
Feels like you've got a lot of faith in.
Nothing,
Trusted.
actually. You know? By the way, since we're talking about listeners, and thank you, dear listeners, I hate to plug it. I only plug the YouTube part of the show because you can go to YouTube and search. I find that you have to actually look for Doing the Most with Scarlet and Mitchell. There's a way you could probably do // Less Cats Please. That's the handle over there, but the channel is Doing the Most, or it doesn't matter. We are on YouTube. Go to scarletmitchell.com and you can probably find a link to YouTube if I ever update that website. However, a new listener, she was listening to it and then she was just getting to know us. I know her a little bit, but she had said, is my camera all wonky, crooked? It doesn't matter.
No.
It looks like it from my angle. She said, her partner said, "Oh, I got a sticker for this guy. That you may give this to him because this is just like him." So a listener gave me this from her partner, which is a sticker. It says, "Hang on, let me overthink this," which is kind of a good motto for me. So
it is.
Hang on, let me overthink this. Anyway, so. Episode 22, we're kicking it off. This camera is actually crooked. The listener doesn't care about the camera, so you can... I don't even know what's on the note list for episode 22. Deuce.
You're the one who made the notes.
I made
You want to talk about your newfound...
I made a paper note in the car, so I did do that.
Okay.
And the paper note was I was just starting to dump some ideas, and it doesn't really... matter. I don't know if we've kept up. So did we recently talk about the shower drain? We may have. I don't know. This ongoing shower drain saga. Yeah, I think we talked about it coming through the ceiling and all that. We believe as of 2 days ago. It doesn't matter. You don't care when it was. A few days ago, we believe I have finally fixed the shower drain and it's no longer Yes, thank you. Thank you, everyone. I want to thank everyone. And
I knew you could do it.
Everyone who supported me in my household and the academy, which was also a whole mess. But we believe it's fixed. Well, okay, fixed is we know it's not dripping water into the kitchen. That's all that matters, because my next step was going to literally be to put a brownie pan under it and then just seal the ceiling back up and forever let that. And then I thought I could even use like a towel or something in the brownie pan.
Oh wow!
So it could do capillary action and because it doesn't drip. It wasn't leaking that much, just enough. I mean, I fixed it to where, anyways. And I could use capillary action and little towels in the brownie pan, like kind of up in the air, so it would evaporate. So no one would ever know, because it would never get enough to fill it up, which is a really not my kind of thing. But I would love engineering it. I mean, that would be fun to engineer, but a horrible way to fix something by not really fixing it. I mean, it'd be the equivalent of putting a drain catcher under the drain with a new drain pipe that just goes out the side of the house, which would be equally cool and solve the problem. But anyway,
But you did it.
Drain is fixed, and which also means because
our tub is still broken.
Yes, we already talked about how we had to do the straddle technique in the shower until it was fixed, because you couldn't put weight in the middle of the shower because it flexed the drain to make a leak. So,
but now that shower is firm.
Yeah, you can stand in the middle. You don't have to straddle it. You don't have to do weird, I would lean against a wall sometimes to move my feet to the same side so I could do a turn.
Wow.
I had all sorts of techniques developed. This is an ongoing thing. Let me overthink this. So, that was on the drain. Wow. Okay. Aside from that, well, I mean, what's on the...
What else is new? What did you do this week? What did you do last weekend?
Oh, I had a birthday. That's true.
You did.
Were you trying to cue me on or something?
Yeah.
I had my 51st birthday. I was at work on the day. And by the way, I'm going to take my glasses off. I do have new glasses too, but not those. I'm not wearing them. I want to have a little sip of tea. So,
Thank you for not slurping.
Yeah, that's good earth. I love the sweet and spice. So I was at work, and ahead of time, some of my coworkers knew that that it was my birthday, right? And I told them it wasn't. So then they had done they did a little surprise for me, which was I was in a room, actually I was flushing some Banatrol, doesn't really matter. It was through someone's NG tube. We can talk about those later. And someone called me and said, "Hey, where are you?" I was like, "I'm doing this. Can you come to the break room? I got a few minutes left on this thing where I'm trying to give the guy some food through his nose tube." And then I went to the break room, and there's a big old surprise. And some people from the other unit had come over, and everyone was there. And they had done one of those everything
Bunt cake.
Everything bunt the cake, right?
No, just everything bunt cake.
Oh, everything bunt cake. Okay, well,
I think.
Well, it seems like the play on words is lost on me now. But no, I've had their little ones. I didn't have a big one before, but they had everything bunt cake, a big birthday cake for me, and some sparkly 51. We
saw that. Yeah.
thought we were going to set off the fire alarm, because apparently that's been done before in the break room, and it was a fun little thing. I had some cake with good icing. It was a wonderful surprise. So thank you to the staff at my work. I'm not going to mention it, and to those that participated. It was actually, I was very touched by that, because I don't know when the last time I had a birthday party, and it was quick little lunch birthday party thing.
Do you wish you had more birthday parties?
Well, I'm usually anti-birthday. I'm usually kind of the Grinch of birthdays. And then every year I'm like, this year's going to be different. This year I'm going to approach it differently. I'm going to be not so, I don't know where that comes from. Part of me is kind of like, it's just another day, folks. And why celebrate me? Which sounds, I know you're like, ooh, because I am kind of selfish. But I'm usually like, yeah,
center of attention-y.
Yeah, except on my birthday. And I'm not one of those, hide it from people. I'm not like that. I don't know. It's not a, so that was pleasant and nice. And I think I've worked most of my birthdays in recent years. Not on purpose, it just kind of falls out that way.
Right.
So, but you have a birthday coming up too soon. So, don't you? Yeah. Ours are closer together than I forget.
I know.
Or then I remember.
Than a month apart.
And then it's always like, oh shoot, I better hurry up, because and then because it is important to you.
Pretty much everything I was going to get you for Christmas, I got you for your birthday.
Hey, that's okay. I don't.
I should have spaced them out, man.
Well, pretty much nothing I'm getting you for either one is for either other one.
Okay.
So there. that is exciting.
Well, what else did you do last week?
I don't. What? Oh, you're really going off my list. I just made this list. So now, because I have my glasses on, we talked about the drain. Boy, this episode's flying by, everybody. I know you're excited. Boy, all the people hitting the like and subscribes right now because they're just like, this is awesome. Follow us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts.
I'm trying to get to a place here that.
Oh, well, it's not drain. Christmas.
You don't have to use names, by the way.
I do that next week. Okay, here's what this is true. Last week, so day after my birthday, I had attended a funeral. That's what you're asking me about? Mm-hmm. Yes. I attended a funeral of a young man who is, I'm not going to say I knew him other than he was good friends. My 19-year-old daughter and he were good friends. Grew up since
Olivia, who has been on here before.
Olivia, our guest. Good friends since I want to say grade school. She could correct me. I don't know if all the way back to first grade, but very young. The reason, because she once told some funny story about she came home and had I don't remember entirely, but she was kind of blushing. I was like, what's going on? She's like, oh, I think her and this gentleman, I'm not saying his name just because I don't know. I'm just being respectful.
Yeah.
So we're swinging, and then I was like, "Oh, he's swinging." In that, if you swing at the same time when you're a kid, that means you're married or your boyfriend or girlfriend or something like that.
Right.
Something, and then I was like, "Oh," and I was like, "Do you like him?" And she was all blushing. There was something, so she liked this guy and this young boy as well. So, anyways, they grew up. They were never romantically involved that I know of. I think it became one of those, and I'm probably going to get this wrong. I feel like it was one of those. Oh, so what about so and so? Ooh. He was, I think, more like a brother or that kind of relationship over time. They'd spent so much time together, or maybe secretly. Nonetheless,
I don't know.
Good friends
Only
with
Olivia
her.
knows.
And he's a neighbor. I'm
very close.
Yeah, I can throw stuff in their yard if I wanted to. I would never do that. Neighbor. Anyways, young man and mother and brother are left behind. Older brother. He was 19. Motorcycle accident. And kind of tragic, only individual involved in that. And so, and then, passed away within, it survived, but only to the hospital, it's very sad. I attended this funeral. I'm sorry, I get sidetracked. I was just giving a backstory to this particular person's relationship to me. And so, and I had given him rides, and I always commented on his hair. He had really good hair. He always had long hair. Although sometimes look a little ratted, but maybe that's just young men, not... But good long hair. So I was always yeah. And he kind of a deal, but I gave him rides because he lived close and etc. Went to that. That was at up at a church, a Christian church locally. And that was actually, it was was it a good time? I don't know if it was a good time, but it was funny because you were like, oh, you're going to be the guy crying or whatever. I cried beforehand, and I had struggled to go into the main area, the main, arena. What do you want to call it, right? Mm-hmm. The room. And there was no viewing, and there's no casket or anything. It was just I was like, ah, man.
You did have a lot of tears before. Do you want to talk about that?
Oh, the week leading up to this?
For someone who you're I knew, but didn't know that well, but I knew. But it's almost, I don't know. It still is weird, even when they're, what's the word I'm looking for? Adjacent?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I did cry a lot over this kid. And, you're trying to get me to cry in the episode as you like to? No, I cried a lot. And it's weird because, and I sort of felt guilty and weird crying over a person, a young man that I didn't really know, right? I knew, like you said, adjacent. But I felt so deeply, it was so tragic. I couldn't stop thinking about his mom and brother. And even my own daughter, she in Minnesota, I was wondering, what is her experience? How is she? This is her first death of a friend, She's not had to deal with this yet in her life or a family. No one, she had a grandfather and some things, but no one that's been close to her and her age and untimely death, right? So, but it bothered me because I kept thinking about this mom, and because I knew, not exactly, but very closely, so my brother passed away.
Yeah, I was going to ask about if that's why.
I think
knowing those feelings of losing a brother,
right,
and knowing what a mother goes through losing a child.
No, I definitely think that I was very internally whatever, not connected, but I was just empathetic towards them, because all I could imagine was what they were experiencing, or what I imagined they were experiencing, having gone through a very similar experience with an untimely death of a younger person. So I would look out the window at their house, and I would just like, it would just crush my soul, because all I thought was like, these poor people, I can't, like, what am I going to do? And I don't know them well enough that I'm just going to like stroll over there, and they don't need me to, right.
Yeah.
I guess what I'm saying is, like, it just bothered me so deeply, because I mean, it's so sad, very sad. And there becomes that, like, you know, the brother thinking all the things they could have, should have, would have done, or what if I could have changed the course of events. And then, like, his mom, like, it makes me sad to think of a mom, like, when you say goodnight to our little boy, I always think, and now I think of this young man, I think, like, what that mom would not give for one more hug, one more kiss, like one more moment with her son. Like, so I think of that. Or the brother, like, I would give anything to give my brother just one more, like, hug, you know, a brotherly, like, whatever. So it bothered me that whole week. Like, I struggled to, like, keep it together. Like, and it's weird. Why does it bother me? I mean, it shouldn't be cold, not bother me, but it does. It's deeply affected me. At least it's almost like a, hey, don't forget, buddy. Like, almost like, I'll say a wake-up call. That's too cliche. But I do. I try to now. I look out the window, I look at their house, and I think of, you know, the phase that they're in. Because I swear, when my brother, like, everything leading up to the funeral was a blur. It's just this, that, you're picking out a casket, all the stuff. And then when it happened, and then my brother...
No, I'm laughing because I'm thinking of the picking out the casket and the stories you have about it. Because they have the little mini caskets.
You're like, I don't think he's going to fit in this one.
And the way that your family copes using humor, which...
Copes or deflects. I like to think of it as we just don't deal with our real feelings. But yeah, so I remember, like, we had the funeral... And then I stayed after. And this is where I'd learned too. Boy, a funeral episode, everybody. I learned that it's not like in the movies, at least not my experience. And I've been to many funerals. They didn't do like at the end of at the graveside service. We had a funeral in church for my brother in the graveside service. And it wasn't like we went and then at the end, a couple of guys, you know, somebody played a bagpipe and some guys were slowly lowering the casket down. That was right. Like, I remember asking the funeral guys, like, oh, when do you guys lower the casket down? Like, oh, that's not part of that. That doesn't how it works. Like, that's normally not like,
you're like
a thing. And I was like,
we didn't bring any instruments for this, so we're just gonna.
I thought there was a couple guys who are gonna get like rock climbing ropes and slowly lower them down while we play, bagpipes. And then it walks by and chucks the dirt or whatever, and they were just like, no. And I realized that might happen, but that's my understanding. Right in if it's there. That's not actually that's not the norm per se. That is a very dramatic version that we see. And certainly there might be cultures that everyone wants to toss a little dirt on the top of the casket, or something. Anyways, I've been to my grandma's, been to other funerals, did not see this. Anyway, so my brother, everyone left. I remember asking the guy, he's like, no, but it was just me, my brother's best friend, and one of his old girlfriends. And the guy was like, but if you guys want to hang around, we're going to lower them down. And I was like, let's do it, And so they like cranked down this thing, lowered it all the way down. And I think I did, once someone dropped the flower in there. But it was just the three of us. So it was kind of cool because it was just me and my brother's closest friend group and, tossing some dirt in. And then after that, we went and had my Uncle Jim, who is also no longer with us. He at his house, big old like all the family, everyone's in town.
Oh yeah, I forgot you went to that. Oh wait, no, you didn't.
Big old blowout, and then just partying it up, if you will. That makes it. We weren't partying. Nobody's drinking at this. It was just like karaoke, just being goofy, whatever. And then once that was done, and then we everyone goes to their homes, and everything dies down. And I remember that, and that's like maybe 6 days after he died. It was at that point at night that I remember just kind of almost like cracking like a fissure, and I like that kind of violent sobbing crying. And I remember that was when I remember thinking that for me, that's when I could finally exhale. And then the actual processing began, like the whole like thing. The days leading up to that were just like, there were tears, but like you just feel like you've made it through everything you have to do for everyone else and for all the stuff. And now you get to deal with you, which sucks, but it's also important. So I remember thinking that too, that same day after the funeral. I was thinking about that mom and brother and thinking like, at some point, I think, it's going to be like, now they're going to have that quiet that settles in where it's like, oh, now. And then I think that too, like the moments where she's expecting to see him when she turns the corner or coming home or looking in his blank room where there's nothing, where he's not in there. Like all those little experiences I want to take away from her. Not really, but I don't want her to have to deal with that, which I don't even know this lady that well, like to say that. I mean, she's a funny lady too. She's nice, but so it's bothered me in a weird way, but it's inspired me to remember, like when I give our little boy a hug and a kiss goodnight, like, hey, treasure every single time, even when he's being a real jackswell, and you just like, and
that's his alter ego name we have for him.
Right. Yeah. When he's being a little jackswell, if you will. But I think it's kind of like interesting that, and it hasn't been that long, but I think of this young man every day, and I just think, like he was pretty cool and had a lot of things in his life. And I think to myself, like, don't get too caught up in one thing or another, and don't take anything for granted. I don't know. So that was my excitement too. Birthday and then a funeral. Mm-hmm. So. And
then a birthday dinner celebration after that.
That's right. And then out to dinner again.
With a very interesting waiter experience.
Oh, yeah. What was that? Chase or Chance?
I don't know.
Yeah, that was our recent restaurant. We went to Olympia Provisions, downtown Portland. Mm-hmm. And that was... We're
pivoting.
But sorry. Did you have something to comment on funerals? Funeral talk?
No, I can save my story for after this.
Your heartwarming story of a funeral.
No.
To just a little girl in a funeral.
Well, we could also talk about how this funeral made you start questioning...
where you wanted to go there.
No, I don't want to go there right now, but...
all
of a sudden, Mitchell's listening to, like... Christian music. And this whole time, he has been the one afraid that, I'm secretly, like, reading the Bible behind his back and getting on my hands and knees and praying to Jesus Christ, our Lord and superstar.
Yeah.
And
there are worse things you could be doing.
And I am spiritual. Right. I believe we are all connected. I believe there is a source that connects all of us. But I am no longer religious. I have been there, done that, broken out of that box. I mean, for people who are Christian light, this isn't that. And I'll tell you a little bit later about the cult-like church that I did grow up in.
Right.
Because I'm going to start doing a little bit on that. And then I think you should start doing your bits on your... Not to like... because I think there are good and bad people everywhere.
Yeah.
But
they don't have to... Not everyone in the box on Sunday is bad. Not everyone's good.
Yes.
Yeah. No, that's true. That's true. Well, yeah, because... Okay, I'll talk about it real quick. There was a song sung at the end of this service called In Your Midst by Allie Page. And I've never heard this song in my life until this memorial service. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh. And it was like during the song, I was just struck by like what it's trying to get at and this idea. And we've talked since, so I can't say when some of these ideas came to me. But I was like, this idea of your suffering and you long for belonging. And of course, in this song, it's like, through this Lord and Savior, and they want to be protected under the wings, and they want to be known, and they want to know the Lord and be known. Mm-hmm. This is doing the most Christian podcast. But no, so I'm not trying to make this...
You've been listening to this on repeat.
Well, because there's something about the words that resonate with me in the sense, I keep telling you, like, and I'm not going to belittle anything. There's parts of Christianity that just do not work for me. So that's not my flavor. But I think this idea, this longing that I find in my own self, longing to belong and to feel accepted and to feel protected. And I think that's humans. You want to feel protected at times when you're vulnerable or you feel like unsafe. You want to feel that embrace. So I think there was something about the words in this song that resonated with me with this idea, because we talk a lot. I feel like I'm very much searching for something that I don't have. I didn't find it.
Jesus. I'm kidding.
No. Because I never want to take away anyone's religious beliefs.
I agree.
And I told you, I had this moment where I was like, these people here, and I never thought they were bad. I was like, I said, I'm jealous that they've arrived at something that I can't get to. It's just their path isn't working for me. Mm-hmm. It doesn't all add and work for me. But at the same time, just that generalized sense of wanting to feel like someone, like truly known. And we talk about this just in our relationship, how sometimes I feel like I just want to, I will never know anyone, including you, exactly what you think and feel. You can share with me, but I will never know, right? I might want to. And something about that.
You probably don't want to.
Well, yeah. Well, we talk about the inside world where you're like, if you only knew what I was thinking, right? Mm-hmm. I don't even know if this shirt looks good. I just threw it on because it looked warm. Well, we're here now. But that's what's in my inside, but the inside world. So that idea of having some supernatural being, I'll just call it that knows you and how you feel and what you're thinking. And that idea, I think, is comforting. So for me, it's like this song, there is amount of comfort in the thought of this, in the words and the expression. It's a really good music. I mean, it's nice, it's lovely. So it is, something. And not all, I've listened to other stuff and it doesn't resonate this for whatever reason. And it might be the way it was implanted in me at the end of this wonderful service for this young man. And then kind of this idea, and it was his favorite song, or one of his favorite songs. So it was kind of interesting. Anyway, so there, enough of that.
Okay.
We can talk religion later. So how about your week?
Okay.
How's your 2 weeks been? So I can hydrate my vocal cords.
No, it's fine. Okay, so I'm going to
breathing
start.
Garlic tonkatsu.
We're about 30 minutes in.
Yeah, give or take.
So I'm going to start a little expose piece on.
You always start new features and bits that you don't really run except for one episode, and I love that.
But this is part of me.
Yeah, that's
this
what I love.
This is part of the bit.
It's beautiful. Oh yeah. I'm so tired.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'm not gonna do my I'm so tired of
expose.
Because I feel like it's I don't know, might offend some people. So this is my little bit. I'm gonna talk about becoming an ex-evangelical.
Okay. This is where I always look at the time of recording, so if I don't have to edit anything.
No, it's not going to be like that. So I've talked to you a little about the church I grew up in, right?
Yeah.
It's not a mega church. What defines a mega church? It was 500 people or less. I think even on its best day, the auditorium could seat 1,000, but I don't think they were ever over 500.
Okay. And this is Southern Baptist?
Southern Baptists are liberal compared to
your
these.
Church. Oh.
This is a fundamental Baptist church. Do you know what fundamental means?
Well, I know that it doesn't include fun.
It doesn't.
I mean, the word does.
It's a lot of
mental.
Growing up as a child and thinking, I lied to my mom and dad. I'm going to go to hell because I'm not saved. It's a lot of that. It's a lot of fear.
Fire and brimstone.
It is really fear-based.
Okay.
Religion. And fundamental means they believe the Bible is inherent. What the Bible says is what went down.
Right.
The earth is 6,000 years old.
Right.
Noah built an ark and put two of everything on it. That's a true story.
Yeah.
According to these people.
Okay.
Okay. And so, with that being said, the name of the church is Temple Baptist Church in
Still
Mount Airy,
around?
North Carolina. It
Okay.
is still around. You can look it up,
Wow.
listener.
If they get swatted, it's not because of our podcast.
I'm going to use names
Oof. It's
because
too much Dateline
these-
in your life.
yeah.
Okay.
Because these people ain't good people.
Okay. Woo.
And I am going to start my expose. And I have so many stories that I could tell from picking up marginalized kids in a trailer park and indoctrinating them, and then having them bring their piggy bank money to donate to the church
Right.
when we did the Chest of Joash once a year. Think about how messed up that is. And, you know, then it was like, oh, look at these little kids. They're like
Right.
bringing in their, like, these kids are poor.
Right.
We should be giving to them,
Yeah.
you know? But, and the thing, like, the church bought the pastor who makes untaxed money,
Right.
bought him a $60,000 Chrysler 300. Like,
Just
yep, we're voting on it. Everybody, okay, enough people voted on it. We're buying it with our cash money, whatever. Like, just, it was so, I mean, I could go on for days and days.
right.
But this is just one story, okay?
Okay.
So, the pastor's name is Zane Fishel.
Okay.
His wife's name is Amy. I was wondering if I should get like a pad and paper and just kind of draw some figures.
Right.
So over here, you have Zane and Amy, and that's the pastor and his wife.
Right.
And then you have Amy's friend Stephanie, who's over here. And then here you have my mom and dad, who are in the midst of a separation.
Okay.
Okay. And then I'm over here at college because it's 2010, like my sophomore year of college, you
Right.
know. And my brother is still living with my mom. No, he's living with my dad at the time because they were living in separate areas, still working on separating
Right.
things. Okay. It's the spring of 2010. My parents are starting the process of their separation. Meanwhile, my dad has been working on renovating Stephanie's house. Stephanie
Is friend of Zane and Amy.
is the best friend of Amy.
Okay.
Okay. He's been working on her house for several months. Stephanie's best friends with Amy, like I said, grown women in their 40s. They have sleepovers together. Stephanie had bought a massage table for Amy to keep at Stephanie's house because Amy had been in a four-wheeler accident many years prior, and she had a lot of pains from this. Really, she was just too lazy to exercise, and she just kept gaining more and more weight. And I'm not here to body shame, but these are just the truths.
Okay.
And I feel like you're getting nervous.
No.
Okay.
So I'm hearing the facts. She was demonstrating obesity, and she did not appear to work out or exercise.
Right. So Stephanie would help her with her physical therapy.
Well, I got that too.
And bought a massage table for her house to use as a part of Amy's physical therapy. So Amy is married to Zane, obviously. They have two daughters who are in their upper teens at this point. While my dad is working on Stephanie's house, Zane, the pastor, starts really pushing Stephanie and my dad together. Like, oh, you two you have such good banter. You guys might make a good couple. My dad starts going, you know, she is like a decent looking woman.
Right.
So why did Zane start pushing my dad and Stephanie together? Like, that's weird. Well, because at this time, rumors are flying around the church that Amy and Stephanie are having some sort of inappropriate relationship.
Okay.
I don't knock whatever you do in the privacy of your...
Massage table. Right.
If you want to explore, you go explore, but don't be hypocrites about it, okay? And
Right.
don't go, you know, standing up, singing, testifying. And Amy was like the big singer and the big, she's a preacher's wife. She has big presence in the church. She would get up there and, you know, they were all like fire and brimstone about gay people and this and that. Because fundamentalists, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So Zane starts pushing my dad and Stephanie together because rumors are just swirling, and he is in full-blown damage control.
So in other words, what I'm hearing, I'm just explaining to the listeners that what they already heard, which is there's rumors about Amy and Stephanie. So in order to kind of make the rumors seem illegitimate, Zane is pushing your father into a relationship with Stephanie.
Correct.
Those are the rumors.
Correct. And my dad is lonely. He's vulnerable, so he takes the bait. Like, he's been with my mom for going on 20 years. My mom cheated on my dad emotionally, physically, with at least 12 men. My brother and I counted. She will never admit to this. Okay. But we have made the list of names because we were kind of always in the orbit of these men. Right. And yeah. So we knew them. We knew they hung out a lot. We were like, why are we going to so-and-so's work? During, like, that doesn't make any sense, you know? Right. It was always weird stuff, like, you don't think about it when you're a kid, but when you think about it when you're older, you're like, oh, well, let's write that name down, because that was a weird experience. Yeah. So my dad's wounded. He's been cheated on. And before, listener, if you're like, oh, this poor, sweet man. No, he was a terrible husband. He was incredibly selfish. Him and my mom never did anything together. They didn't like the same TV shows. They didn't like the same food. He wanted to go to the same restaurant every single weekend. It was just, he is such a creature of habit. And even to this day, you know this, we'll go visit him. And I'm like, you and I will just go do whatever, because you know he's going to want to go eat here and I don't want to go eat there. But we're also not going to throw him off his routine. Right. Because then you got to hear him whine about it.
Yeah. It's easier just to go along, either go with him or don't try to move him out of that.
Yeah, just leave him in his routine.
Status quo.
Yes. Just don't change it. So my dad was always incredibly selfish. And I think he just saw that from his own upbringing and just kind of carried that forward with him. It's like, well, this is what it is. The man just does what he wants and goes out on his tractor when he wants, doesn't show up to your kids' softball games. Sorry. Okay. My,
Yeah. And Clay loved softball, and that's just too bad.
So now my repressed childhood, traumas are starting to come out a little bit. I know, right? Wow. Okay, so anyway, my dad starts falling for Stephanie, and my brother's helping with the last of my dad's things, moving him out of my mom's house. My mom knows that my dad is seeing Stephanie at this point. And she is on her hands and knees begging my brother, please don't go over there to her house. Please don't. It was like the moment that my mom realized, like, oh my gosh, my marriage is really over. I really screwed the pooch. Right. And my dad, and she was like, she never thought my dad would find anybody else. And now he's found somebody else. And she's just trying to hang on with any little grasp that she can. Right. She's like texting my dad, like, I'll do anything for you to get you back. And my dad's like, nope, I'm good. Like, I got this new toy over here. I'm going to go play with it for a little bit. Right. So, fast forward to 2012. 2010 to 2012. My dad and Stephanie have been on again, off again, mostly on. And when they were off, my dad would call and talk to me, and he would say things like, I think you're right. I think there's something really strange. She's not very affectionate towards me, but she says it's because we're not married. She is in her 40s.
Yeah.
Okay?
I heard that.
Like, we're not 19-year-old virgins over here, okay? Like,
family friendly. Yep.
So he when they were off, I would validate him. I'd be like, you were absolutely right. I've always known that there was something off about this. And I would talk to him about her relationship with Amy. And I'm like, it is super weird that like your friend, your best friend Zane, is also kind of forcing you and like encouraging this. And if you're not happy, then drop it and leave it. Right. You're not working on her house anymore. You got nothing left to lose. Well, they get back together because pressure's mounting, more rumors are swirling. We're 2 years in now, and these rumors are still going on. It's really not helping that they sit together in church and rub each other's hair, right, and pet each other. It's right there. with your own eyeballs, people. So, yeah. My dad calls me maybe around spring, summer of 2013. And he says that me and Stephanie are back together. And I just wanted to let you know, like, he was seeking my approval.
Right.
And I was just like, no, this is not a good idea. You know where I stand with her. You know what I think this, like, you're her beard. Is that all you want to be?
Yeah.
So, and he kind of hoes and hums, and he's like, well, this is what, this is how it is. And, I'm just going to see where things go. Just going to see where things go. I don't think much about the conversation. I'm like, it's just going to end after a few weeks anyways. Figured it would run its course. Winter of that year, 2013, my mom and brother come out to Washington to visit me. One morning, we're going about our day. I remember I was like in the kitchen making coffee, and my mom's sitting on the couch scrolling through her phone. Big surprise.
Wow.
I know. She's never on her phone when
really
she's here.
Yeah. This is weird now.
And then all of a sudden my mom goes, oh my God, Scarlett, I'm so sorry. And I look at her and I'm like, what? Who died? What happened? And she's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. And I'm like, what happened? And she said, your dad and Stephanie got married yesterday. And I just remember, I don't even think, I just remember processing it for a minute and then like sobbing. And I mean, if I were the person I am now, I wouldn't have been sobbing. I would have been like, well, you go on and screw up your life, bye. But I think I was much more emotionally involved with my family still then, and not really my own person yet. I was still kind of figuring out my way.
Right.
And so the fact that he did that and didn't tell me, and not only did he do it, he got on an airplane for the first time in his entire adult life and flew to Arizona to marry this woman because she wanted to have a wedding in Sedona, Arizona. I've been living in Washington for 2 years and he never visited me.
Right.
Selfish. I'm telling you.
Right.
But he got on a plane for her, flew to Arizona, married her, had pictures taken and posted on Facebook. It was her Facebook. And thinking I wouldn't, and that's how I found out. So I didn't talk to him for a year. Christmas came and went.
And had he tried to reach out to you at all?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But to my recollection, it was never like, I shouldn't have done it that way. I'm so sorry. It was something like my brother probably went home and told him, how things went down with me. And he was just like, oh, I'm just going to like text her Merry Christmas. And, to maybe she'll, no, I don't think it was until I finally, after a year later, I don't know why, but I finally called him, and granted, the marriage only lasted 3 months. So, yeah.
Oh, Mark.
I know. Marriage only lasted for 3 months because
I bet Amy,
and they only consummated the marriage, well, once and only once.
Okay.
Yeah. That's all he could get out of, burning all the bridges with your daughter, losing her trust forever.
I'm sure Amy was there to help Stephanie through this time.
Stephanie would say, my dad, later, when he was more open with me about what transpired over those 3 months, it was the same thing of like, well, she would say my snoring was too bad, so she would go sleep in the guest room with Amy.
Well,
so Amy is still sleeping over at the house at this time, at Stephanie's house.
Okay.
Yeah. So when my dad went to tell Zane, Zane, this marriage is not working.
Pastor Zane.
I'm really unhappy. Zane said, you better make it work, or I will take away your Sunday school class.
Oh, now.
And that Sunday school class, it was like 8 to 10-year-old boys. Like, my dad, that was his thing. He loved teaching. That class meant a lot to him. And he had that Sunday school class. It would be like going up to your dad and being like, you you need to like take a step back from like doing the church finances, because I don't know, it'd be something that had given his life as I know something had really given his
church that gave him meaning,
a sense of purpose and meaning, and
that he enjoyed.
Yeah. And Zane was like, if you can't make this marriage work, I will take it away. Well, he couldn't make the marriage work, and he took away his Sunday school class. And my dad stayed at that church for another 2 years.
Creature of habit.
My brother and I would be like, and he's like, well, I'm just there to hear the word of God. No, it doesn't matter whose mouth it's coming out of. I'm like, it is coming out of the mouth of a freaking snake who could be Satan himself, because that is how little I think of this vile man.
Right.
Because I have so many stories about this vile, awful human.
Well, when you said Zane, that was all I needed to hear. Well, I'm sorry. It's like the name Zane.
Yeah.
And is he still a pastor at Temple Sunday?
Yeah.
Temple area? Temple?
Yeah. I mean, again, I could go on about, like, you know, him also trying to hide and protect pedophiles in that church. I could go on about that. I have many stories to tell, but when people are like, oh, you should like come join a church in like Westland, I cannot even tell you how immediately turned off I am by that, because of my experience. And it's like, oh, well, not every church is like, I've seen enough. I don't need any more. Like, I am finding my own way, and I'm really happy with that.
Right.
That is not my way anymore.
Well, and it's like, and I hear both sides of this, because one, that's your experience, and so you've like, and I don't think your experience is unique. I mean, it's unique. Your own experience is unique. I'm saying there's probably people in the same church that have the same stories, and people in other church with the same stories all over, like, of this kind of thing, which is unfortunate, because, you know, churches, if indeed they are, they believe they're being led by God or their God, there's still the problem that it's men who are doing this, men and women. I'm just saying, like, humans always full of error and problems, and unfortunately too many get in positions of power like that, which is kind of like, you know, it's sad. So what I'm saying is, you got that, and there's places that are probably good, but you've said, I'm not willing to risk my emotional and spiritual, whatever you want to call it, credit to find out that could happen again, aside from whether you believe or not. I mean, that's why you're saying, I'm full up. I appreciate it, but that's not.
I really felt like, especially with that church, the worship was less about God and more about worshiping of the pastor as like this head figure.
And the money, probably.
Yeah.
I mean, always kind of the...
He was really big on the money. He was really big on people who weren't paying their tithes.
Right.
Getting down to why people weren't
paying their tithes. See the one that met and said...
Yes.
Met with your dad, and your dad...
A year after my dad left the church, my dad agreed to a lunch with Zane. They had been really good friends, allegedly.
Right.
For many years. We would go out to eat after church every Sunday night with their family. You know, like, I would go stay at Zane and Amy's house.
Zane and
nights.
Amy and Stephanie would be there, but I'm just saying, like,
this was before. Well, this was before Amy. I mean, Stephanie came in the picture kind of on the breath of like when I was about to go to college. It's kind of when she started entering the church picture. Like, she started becoming more involved, and like, yeah. So I was kind of already on the outskirts in college, figuring out. I was going to a Baptist college, but it was pretty progressive,
right?
And we'll just say pretty progressive. And so I was starting to figure out, oh my gosh, you can still be a Christian and like believe these like people are still good people, even if X, Y, and Z.
Right.
Like that was my first like fissure and starting to crack. You know, like a little chicken, just like tap that crack and be like, oh, okay, now there's the sunlight and the rainbows, and it's okay. You know, like. They are good. They're good humans here having their own human experience like we're all having. But I can't even tell you, there's just like a darkness in that church. Like I still have dreams about it sometimes. Like just a heaviness. And
is that
like
the only church you knew growing up?
That was the main one.
Okay.
That one was present in probably like 12 years of my life. You know, from maybe till the time I was 10 to 22 years old. I was still, even in college, I was still coming home on the weekends and going to church with my family.
Right.
But also starting to sit in the pew and be a little more like,
Yeah.
Well, that doesn't make any sense.
That doesn't seem to vibe. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Yeah. So that is a little story
Your
about
beginning expose
of becoming an evangelical. Thank you
by
for
Scarlet
listening.
Shelton. Next week on Evangelical.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got lots of stories. I could write a book.
We might have to have a spin-off podcast. Doing the I don't have a witty title for it, but well, okay.
So, and this is not knocking anybody's religion or what. This is more knocking. I'm intentionally knocking a church because I think it is a hateful, awful place. So
Right.
don't go there. Look them up online. Leave them a 1-star review like I did.
And well, it is. I mean, it's unfortunate. And I don't know. Well, now here's I don't know the size of Mount Airy. 30,000 people?
Sure.
I don't know. More or less.
I have no idea.
It's one of these places. There's a church on every other corner too, because it's the South. Or
It is, yeah. Mount Airy, also known as Mayberry. It's where Andy Griffith grew up. It is what Mayberry is mirrored after.
Right. So I guess I'm just thinking like
was voted friendliest town in America at some point.
Well,
Well,
which town
with
was
the
it?
least friendly church. Okay.
Well, I guess because if I was gonna say if it's the only game in town, but they probably sounds like
There were like just on that strip of like road, there were probably 5 churches.
right.
I would pass probably 8 churches on my way to church.
I mean, that's interesting because there are areas I've traveled where there's a lot of churches where you're like, man, there's a lot of churches
Yeah.
in small towns too. Sometimes like you drive through and you're like, there is a lot of churches.
Yeah.
It makes you all, I always wonder, it's like, well, I don't know. Sometimes I'm like, it seems like there's more churches than like dental offices. And like how many people are going to the church versus a dental office? Well, okay, I'm not picking on dentists or people who don't go. I'm just saying.
I will
it's
tell
strange.
everybody though, karma really came back around.
Oh.
Because Stephanie lost her job with Bank of America. She lost her house.
Well, she lost her husband.
So she lost her husband. And I think she was like having to live with family for a while. Now, I'm not sitting here saying like, you know what? No, I'm going to say it. I think she deserved better. She never should have done that to even my father, who was as flawed as he is. He was really hopeful about this one. I warned him.
Seems weird,
there were
but
nothing but red flags for miles.
yeah, it makes you think is like, yeah. Did your dad even ever acknowledge that she may have not been a
Oh yeah, all the
a
time.
straight woman?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Like
Even before.
he can.
I told
but
you.
does he
even
see
before.
now? Like, okay, well,
I haven't talked to him much about it because it's pretty sensitive subject for us.
yeah.
But
What if she started straight, but after that marriage?
no,
Oh, by the way,
she was 40 years old, never married, no kids, like
and I want to make it clear. I know we are a family-friendly show.
no cats. Weird.
Oof. We welcome all types and kinds. The story isn't also if it sounded derogatory around Stephanie's orientation.
Oh,
That has nothing to do with
I am super.
It didn't come across to me, but I just want to make sure. Like,
I
we're
embrace
totally.
all kinds.
We are a pride
And if
rainbow
you were going
family here.
to be that, then don't.
Yeah.
Don't
I-
be a demon queen. Come
Yeah.
out proud. And
Yeah.
I fully. You have my full support.
I didn't.
I embrace you.
I knew that. I just want to make it
celebrate you.
very. Yeah. So.
But don't be a demon queen and like drag my family's good name through the mud with you. Okay.
All right. We're getting kind of near the end of the whole thing here. I'm not editing this.
No.
Thank you. No,
Really?
thank you for sharing your expose. Your ex.
Was it boring or was it
No.
kind of
I
interesting?
don't know. I thought about a lot of stuff I was thinking about doing. I mean, while you were talking. I was,
Oh wow, you weren't
I'm
really
just
listening to me.
kidding. No, I was listening. I really was. I've heard some of these stories, but it's just like you're starting to thread it. You're doing the weave. You're bringing them all together.
Yeah, I'm trying to. That's why I made notes so I could stay on
See.
topic because then I'll get off onto and then there was this one time where this
Lots-
person
yeah.
did and then I won't find my way back. So
you're hoping for a spin-off podcast. I can tell.
No.
One of those like Dirty Johns or the where it's like the expose style documentary. I have to fly out and do get some audio interviews back in Mount Airy. I can quit my job finally. Oh well. So I guess until Merry Christmas to everyone, or
Merry Christmas,
or Happy Holidays, whatever.
Yeah.
Toyota-thon.
I don't care, it's all the same
Or
to me.
Honda Days, right? Happy Honda Days, Toyota-thon. Which way ever your family goes, it's okay.
Yeah.
Other than that, this is
Doing the most with Scarlet and
and
Mitchell.
Mitchell.
Bye.
Doing the most with Scarlet and Mitchell.
Man, this.
What?
Sorry.
This
No,
way.
this thing is just slowly.
That's why I said you had to. Oh, I need to make. You can make faces without the headphones on.
Big dreams to grocery store scenes.
It doesn't even matter because TikTok just keeps changing it back.
I used them on other ones.
And they're bringing you in with stories that sparkle and barely begin. So plug in, unwind, follow the toast. It's Scarlet and Mitchell.
Oh yeah.
That was some piping hot tea, though.
All right, let's do this.
It was old tea,
All
but.
right, let's do this.
What else have you?